Coach, it has to hurt, but I mean, in some ways, does this feel better than the 10 losses from last year?
No loss feels good, but I'm proud of the way that the kids played. They fought their hearts out. If we fight like that every week, I like our chances to win games. We just got to come up at the end and make the plays to win the game on both sides of the ball. But I couldn't be more prouder than the players right now. I know they gave everything that they had, and they left it on the field tonight.
Coach, is that a game you should have won?
We could have won if we put ourselves in better positions, but we didn't.
You ran the ball very well, but at the end you decided to throw. How come you didn't run more in the last possession there?
Well, there were some things that we had that we felt were going to work. Okay, so time was a factor too. We only had one timeout and down to none. So we didn't want to get stuck in a situation late in the game. Burning clock. But the calls that we had, we've executed in the past. We've executed even in that game. So I was confident they were going to get done. So there was no issues there.
Was there anything specific that they did to kind of get Jamil out of his comfort zone?
Oh no, they're a good team. They got a lot of great talent. They played some man coverage, they played some zone coverage, mixed it up. Jamil had a couple inaccurate throws, but he did a nice job. Managing the game. He ran the ball well, and he had some other nice throws. So Jamil wasn't the factor in that game. I'd like to see a few more completions, but I'm proud of Jamil.
What'd you tell the guys in the locker room just now?
I told them that I'm proud of them, but we did lose the game, and we're not going to console ourselves or let anybody else console us. We're going to come back ready to work on Tuesday, and we got a 2-0 New Mexico State team coming in here, and they're going to come after us, and we got to get ready.
They do anything on their final drive different on offense, or?
No, they do what they do, and we do what we do, and at the end of the game, they did a little bit better.
Other than that, was it a good defensive effort?
Again, I thought the kids played their hearts out. Of course, there were some plays here or there where, there was busted leverage or a missed tackle, but it wasn't due to effort. I know that.
After they got that 10-point lead, how proud were you the way they answered?
They did the whole game, and this is a different team. These kids fight, and they don't quit, and I don't think you'll ever see that from a UTEP team again.
What's the difference between last year and this year?
Kids that work, kids that know how to work and want to win.
You guys had 78 plays compared to their 59. Obviously, that's something that you wanted to do. Just talk about what kind of led to that.
Well, we wanted to steal a few possessions. They're a high-powered offense. We wanted to control the clock. We wanted to control the time of possessions, and we felt, stealing 1 or 2 possessions gave us our best chance to win. We wanted to be in a situation in the fourth quarter where we had a chance to win, which we did, but we didn't finish the job.
There's a lot more confidence right now at 1-1 than there was at 1-1 a year ago.
I don't even look back at last year. I don't have rear view mirror, so I'm looking forward.
Is there a lot of confidence though right now?
I think we're going to come back. We're going to work and get ready for next week.
Talk about how you guys handled the no huddle. Seemed like they only cut you off guard one time, but what was most important in that last drive?
The kids practice hard all week. We practiced 2 huddles at them the entire week, so they could be ready for the tempo. I thought they got the calls in fast, they lined up fast, and they played fast. That's what I asked them, they did. Again, we just came up short.
It's just a tough game. It was a good game. We left a lot of points on the field. Went down the red zone twice and didn't score. Set up field goals. We just got to execute a little bit better.
Talk about the play calling sequence on that last drive.
I think it was good. We had a quarterback draw on the last, or there was a second down, and it was really just a good play by the defensive tackle, shedding the block, getting off, and he slowed me down just enough for guys to rally around. I think it was a good call. It's a play I should have made.
Jamil, was this a game you guys should have won?
Yeah, for sure. If you were watching, you could tell we had momentum. I think our run game was excellent today. There's a couple throws that I missed that I should have made. It took me too long to settle down, but we should have had this one.
What were your thoughts of the play call the last few plays of the game when you guys were throwing the ball when you said your running was so good?
Yeah, I agreed with it. I think we called that quarterback draw thinking, they're going to drop guys like they did, and it was, like I said, it was just a good play by the defensive tackle, number 90.
How would you compare the way this, obviously it hurts because it's so close, but compare this loss to like the 10 you had last year. It's a better feeling.
Losses are always hard, but I think it's just, trying to take positive out of the negative. And, you can tell last year this game probably would have been a lot worse than it was. We still should have won it. But, you know, I think this team is, you know, we have a lot of grit to us.
Did they surprise you with anything they did up front, or blitzes, or any coverages, or just?
You know, not really. I mean, you know, when they feel like they have personnel over guys, you know, they're gonna stack the box. And you know, we ran really well against New Mexico, and we knew that they were gonna bring a safety down in the box and play man behind it. So, I mean, they did exactly what we expected. We just, you know, just like I said, you know, got down in the red zone twice and didn't score, and you know, it's kind of the tell of the game.
How about the attitude? Oh, go ahead.
9 for 25 passing. What was the problem for not getting any consistency in the pass game today?
Just inaccurate, you know. It's just something on me. Something I had to settle down. I didn't settle down enough, you know, early in the game, you know. But you know, it's just something that you go to practice and go to work for.
Talk about the attitude when you guys were down 23-13. You guys showed a lot of grit there.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great attitude. You know, we should have won that game. You know, we were down, and we knew we could, you know, compete with these guys. You know, and I think it showed in the game.
What did Cliff say to you at the end of the game?
Not much. He just said, "Good game. You know, if there's anything he can do to help me out, you know, let him know." I mean, he's been the same guy since I was at A&M. He's always been, you know, pretty supportive of me. You know, trying to help me out the best he can. So.
Even with the loss, you think you guys still send something of a message across the conference, you know, with Jab for today?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we're not the same UTEP we were last year. You know, I think that's the biggest message right there.
As a leader of the team, did you say anything to the guys in the locker room after the game?
No, just keep your heads up. You know, I mean, you can't get down. It's, you know, second game of the season. You know, if you get down right now, you have a long, long season ahead of you. So I think, you know, I really just told them to keep their heads up. You know, just like everybody else is telling us. You know, I mean, it's all true.
You ever seen a team with as many good running backs that can just run a team over like you have this year?
No, not really. You know, I mean, we talk about like a 1-2 punch. I mean, we have, you know, 6 guys that can really run the ball. And, you know, it just makes my job easier. You know, it opens up the pass game because guys try to come down, stop the run, and it opens up the pass game. So.
You kind of hoping you get a carry on that last possession?
Yes, sir, but I know we had put the ball in Jamil's hands, and he's a playmaker as well, so we trusted him.
Talk about your performance side here.
I just wanted to go out and show that our team can play with any team in the country, and we felt like we proved that. We just came up a little short.
What was it feeling like going after that last possession? Did you think you had it?
It was a great feeling. Autry put us in a scoring position, and we was like, "Hey guys, this is our game to win. We got the clock on our side, and we got the ball at the end of the game."
What about the 88-yard drive that you guys had to take the lead? You didn't have any drives like that last year, and that's really significant considering you're down. What was that like?
It was good. I mean, our leaders stepped up and they told us, "Hey, we need to score if we want to stay in the game." And of course, we wanted to stay in the game, so we did what we had to do.
Talk about what you saw on that drive. I think you had a carry no less than 5 yards on that drive. Just what were you seeing there?
I just seen our linemen, fullbacks, and tight ends opening up holes for me, and I was just running.
How would you compare this loss to some of the ones last year? I mean, I hate to say a better feeling right now, but
I mean, it's a good feeling showing everybody in the country that, hey, UTEP isn't the same team, but it still hurts. I mean, we're going to come out and play next week hard.
This is the best atmosphere you played in the Sun Bowl?
Yes, it has been. It was crazy. The fans were great. Love the support.
I've seen a lot of positives, man. I think we played hard. We got out there and we knew what we were doing. You know, we just played. We had great technique, but we just kind of came up short.
Played a lot of one-on-one out there. They kind of picked on you, kind of showed them that you can hang in there. Just talk about your confidence out there.
Well, at first, I kind of felt like, I was a little fatigued from all the special teams, but, I just had to, kind of suck it up and, man up, because I felt like they were trying me, and I just had to, go out there and, prove to my team that I wasn't going to let that happen.
What were you thinking last drive when you guys needed to stop? What was the confidence like?
Man, I was thinking that I just needed to make a play, like basically kind of like something like last week. I just felt like that they were going to test me again like they've been doing all night, and I felt like I had to make a play. As I was expecting the deep ball, and they kind of got us on some short things, and they kind of ran the ball on us.
Talk about the crowd. Most of them stayed around until 12:30 at night.
I mean, the atmosphere was great, and I think they helped us out a lot. Just, like crowd, the whole thing was just like, they had us pumped up and they kind of had us going, you know. We kind of fed off of their energy and helped us play, you know, pretty good.
You guys gave up 500 yards, but it didn't feel like it. What do you think was the key to just kind of containing them and forcing them to make drives instead of just giving up your plays?
Just doing our responsibilities. You know, it was a couple of times where, you know, guys weren't in certain spots in certain places, and, you know, we just had to go back to the sideline and correct some things. You know, we just would have done better at doing our jobs as a whole, and, you know, probably would have played a little better.
Hey, Alan, I know you were around the team last year, you know, after a lot of those losses. Does this feel different than some of those losses from last year?
I mean, every loss hurts, but yeah, it's a better feeling because you played your heart out. Nothing you can do. They all played us tonight. So.
What did you guys do specifically, you know, with the defensive front in the first half? You guys had Roy kind of in the middle. Did that kind of help you? The linebackers opened some stuff up for you guys on the second level?
Yeah, not really because this game I was playing on the line like as a DN because we go down package because they throw so much. But I think we just contained them more in the first half and then we let them get out of hand in the second half.
Anything happen on that final drive specific that kind of wish you could have back?
Yeah, when he broke long, I dived at his legs. I missed. He broke for like 50. So that's about it. Can't dwell on it.
Are you guys a lot better than last year? Is that obvious now?
Yeah, it's obvious. I think the crowd can tell and everybody can tell. So
talk about that atmosphere y'all played in tonight.
It's a great atmosphere. Like last year, you'll see people leaving, going into the fourth quarter, and now you got people sticking around. You got fans. It's just a great feeling to have.